On to pick number 3. It is the New York Jets, guys. Now, I've identified the New York Jets with having 3 main needs, and that is quarterback, offensive line, and edge rusher. Now, the Jets have pick number 3 currently in the draft. They had to trade with the Indianapolis Colts to get this pick. They gave up a lot doing so, by the way, I might add, and I believe that it was all for a quarterback. Now, they have a couple of options because let's assume that the Giants take Sam Darnold at number 1, and we don't know what the Giants are going to do yet. They might trade back with the Bills, they might trade back with the Cardinals, we don't know. But let's just assume that another quarterback is taken. And let's just assume that it is possibly Josh Rosen or Josh Allen. If you're the Jets, you still have guys like Baker Mayfield. You still have guys like possibly Josh Rosen or Josh Allen, depending on which one doesn't get taken by the team at number 2. You also have Lamar Jackson. You also have Mason Rudolph in the later rounds, like I've stated before with other teams. Now, obviously, these are kind of the main quarterbacks for this draft class. And if you're in the top 10, I suppose you could say, and you need a quarterback, you're going to try your darndest to get a quarterback, any quarterback, really. It's, you know, obviously you might not get the quarterback that you want, but you need to get somebody, you know what I'm saying? So really, I feel like out of all the options that would be available left at number 3, I would take Baker Mayfield, honestly. I like Baker Mayfield as the number 2 prospect right behind Sam Darnold. If Baker Mayfield's there, you take him. After that, I'd probably take a look at maybe Josh Rosen or Josh Allen, depending on which one's still there, if one of them is taken with pick number 2. If they aren't taken with pick number 2, I'd probably prefer Josh Rosen more. And then after that, Lamar Jackson. I feel like Lamar Jackson is still a very good quarterback. He shouldn't be moved to wide receiver, in my opinion. But I like these other quarterbacks more, though. Focusing on offensive line, maybe the Jets traded up to get past the Broncos and get past the Colts. Maybe they're going to get an offensive lineman. Maybe they want Quentin Nelson at pick number 3, kind of solidify that guard position. Right now, I believe you have James Carpenter, who is all right. You also have Brian Winters as well, which I like Brian Winters a good bit. I believe they just signed him to a pretty decent contract extension not too long ago. So I think you're going to be rolling with Brian Winters, but I feel you can upgrade to the left guard position, enter Quentin Nelson. And it kind of makes sense that you could trade up for a Quentin Nelson and maybe not trade up for a quarterback. Obviously, the obvious move is that they traded up for a quarterback, but I think it could be a surprise, you know, a pretty decent surprise if they drafted Quentin Nelson. You have Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback as well as Josh McCown. Both of them aren't exactly the most healthy quarterbacks when it comes to suffering injuries and whatnot. But I also feel that if you get a solid offensive line around them, they can not only can they perform well, but they can remain healthy. And if they can remain healthy, they can perform well. You see how that all ties together? I mean, Quentin Nelson, obviously the best offensive lineman in the draft, possibly the top player in the draft. We're not sure yet, but that's another option for the Jets. Also, look at Orlando Brown, Will Hernandez, Isaiah Wynn, and Billy Price, like I've stated before in other videos. Specifically Billy Price, if he drops in kind of pick 2, second round and whatnot. I know he has an injury. I think he tore his pec or something. That's not good. And again, defensive line, this one's kind of rough for the New York Jets because they don't have a whole lot of options. I would say if they did have one, it would be the defensive end from Missouri. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I feel like he could be a pretty good mid option that you could get for an edge rusher, which they do need. They don't have Coney Ealy anymore, who did play decent for them, I guess you could say, but they do need to get a little bit more of edge rushing and really infuse even more youth into that very youthful defense already. But they do need a little bit more on that defensive line. Leonard Williams is very good, I must say, but you lost Muhammad Wilkerson, you lost Coney Ealy. You need a little bit more there. And I feel that there are some pretty decent options out there. Also, look at Josh Sweat as a possible option for the New York Jets, as well as some other guys later on. But New York Jets fans, sound off in the comment section below. What do you think that your team's draft needs are? And if you're new, go ahead and subscribe and like the video. We're really close to 1,000 subscribers. I believe we're 70-something away or 60-something away. So I can't thank you guys enough, and I really want us to get to that goal. So yeah, do you guys agree with my draft needs that I've given the New York Jets? You know, let me know down in the comment section below. And anyway, guys, in the next video, we are going to be talking about the Denver Broncos, and this team's really scary to me. I don't know what they're going to do, and it's really up in the air right now, I feel like. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoyed, and as always, I will see you in the next video. But until then, goodbye for now, guys. See ya.